This is the St. Johns County Real Estate Auction Report brought to you by Vanta Quality Assets. You can find us at vantallc.com. Investors welcome. Now, let's go to court. And at the courthouse, we had a lot of cancellations. Only 2 properties, 1 sold. Here's the only one that sold, 9A Street. That's in St. Augustine, right by the ocean. I would say good half-block walk to the ocean. I can tell you from experience, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing if you were to live there. But I'll tell you what, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good stuff. So for $289, problem is it was way above what we would pay. Way above. Anyway, let's go to the other ones. I'm going to go through them quickly. This next one closed. Needless to say, we didn't wind up with that oceanside property. This one is 153 Shelby Cove Court, as you can see here. And the previous one was here, 9A Street in St. Augustine, Florida. I just wanted to show you that. Anyway, that didn't sell. Let's go to the next one. Next one is here, which of course didn't sell because again it was canceled. 3053 Cypress Creek Drive North, Ponte Vedra, Florida. You can Google it. You can do whatever you want. Zillow it, Trulia it, whatever. 955 Registry Boulevard. That's the next one, and as you can see, here's the stats. It canceled as well. Unit 111. Next one, well, let's see. It shows a nice picture. Oh, look at all the shrubbery. Ooh, how nice. When you look at it, what? 752 Mandarin Terrace in St. Augustine, Florida. Anyway, let's see what happened here. Boing! Cancel. This one, the reserve was too high. Okay, which happens to be the issue with these banks. I mean, they will push you to pay a lot more than what you really should as an investor, which should be about 75% of the zestimate or true estimate, because sometimes this estimate is incorrect. Anyway, yeah, this is the property right here. Let me show it to you. Okay. Now, we go through this all the time, and if you watched my channel, I mean, you're like, wow, there's a lot of case numbers here. What's the deal with the case number? Why is it starting with 08? They are sequential, and I want to show you this. It's not something I show all the time at all in these videos, but, if you watch this one, you're getting a treat. Look at this here. This is this particular property here, which is let's see here, which is CA08-23097. The plane of total. Let me show you where I get that information from. Okay, first of all, this here, right here, is the case number. Just to double check. And then the plane of total comes in, okay, and you get an idea of when the list pending or the foreclosure started, or the default. 6/1/2008. 2008. It's still in inventory, okay. This is still in inventory. Remember, this didn't sell. It canceled. That means it's brought forward another few months or even years. 2008. It is now 2015. Think about that. Here's the plane of total, and this is just about where I get the information. Sometimes it's from here. Sometimes it's from the name of the defendant, but I won't go too far into that because I don't want to give you too much information on that. Don't need to. And that's basically all she wrote as far as the auction. Sorry, there wasn't much else. I mean, these properties, there's very few properties. Anyway, the next is the news. Don't miss it. It's going to be a good one. And in other news, in this news segment, I'm not going to show you any charts or anything like that. think that's a bit overdone in this blog here, but I will talk about some interesting things, of course, concerning investments, and I'll add a little bit of a twist towards the end. Anyway, let's look at subprime. Subprime, you know, these are the loans given to people that really can't afford to get loans. Anyway, this from the Ritholtz.com, the big picture. And as you can see, total consumer loans are almost $1 trillion, 900 billion. Most of them are auto loans from 2006 to 2014. These are the charts that you see here, the bar charts. Credit cards, pretty high, going higher as of 2014. And what do you see here? Personal loans going lower, really, from 2006. Why? Because basically banks really don't want to give to these people. And along with the personal loans, to the right of that should be, where is it? Home loans, subprime. There's nothing here. Interesting. Let's look at the housingwire.com. Housingwire.com, very interesting. Cash buyer share falls to 4-year low despite recent surge. I see this on a daily basis, and I could definitely agree with this. It has been falling lower and lower. I wouldn't say a lot, but some of the reason is that the banks don't want the cash buyer, which is the investors like me, to have these homes anymore at lower prices. They think, the economy is growing, and we'll see about that, and things are going to look better. So let's hold back. Let's not sell to these investors. Let's sell directly to the retail. Well, I've seen this happen, and they deal now more with real estate agents, and it's not really working out very well in some respects. In some respects, it's working out really good for them. So, that's what's going on. Just reporting the news. Now, I talked about the economy, and I talk about it a lot because, as an investor, I have to know what's going on. I have to. I'd be stupid not to. Well, global economy has a lot to do with our economy, doesn't it? And here, Greece exposes the global economy's Achilles heel. Yeah, it's a blog. Yes, it's by Chris Madison, which, by the way, is a very good economist, by the way. But if you read this article, you can find it at peakprosperity.com. Just another one of those websites that I frequent. Basically, what I want to say is read this article. Pretty interesting. Yanis Varoufakis talks about I'm the finance minister of a bankrupt country. You know what? The world is bankrupt. $1.4 quadrillion. Austin Powers. See, $1.4 quadrillion in derivatives floating around out there. Ain't gonna get paid. Greece is just a microcosm of what's gonna be happening throughout the world, and in this country as well. We are not immune. Speaking of this country, and I'm gonna be very, very, I would say, I'm gonna beat around the bush on this one, but read between the lines, please, as I go on. And this is the twist I'm talking about. Jobs for jihadists. Interesting. Well, these people wouldn't commit such crimes. As if they had a job. So look at this. I couldn't get a job beheading people. I'm sorry. I couldn't get a job beheading people in the private sector. In other words, he's asking, can I get a job beheading people, private sector? This is ISIS speaking to a job counselor. People, I just want to ask you, open your mind, think critically, because that's how you make money. Real good money is if you think critically and you're awake, okay? Look at this guy. Supposedly, he comes from the caves of the Middle East. You think he has enough money to pay for the weapons? You think he has enough money to pay for a uniform and all the training? You think these people have enough money for that? They're cave people. They're cave people. They're monsters. Whatever you want to call them. They're downright cave people without a soul. When it comes down to it. Or they wouldn't be beheading their brethren, if you will. Their brethren. So here, you have this. Just look at the way they're organized. Look at what the weapons they have. Look at how they're trained and how they move and what their videos look like on the internet. And ask yourself this question: Do cave dwellers have this much resources? Here's a thought. And I'm going to write it down here. I'm not going to say anything. Just read. Enough said. Or did it come from somewhere else? Remember, dear reader, have no fear. Bid well, and I'm just gonna have to think about this one.